AFSOC is always transforming, evolving how we organize and employ our forces, as well as developing new capabilities and initiatives across the warfighting spectrum to compete and, when necessary, win in today's dynamic operating environment. But the thing which remains constant is the spirit, ingenuity, and adaptability of our air commandos. They continue to be our competitive advantage. They are the engine that drives us and our most important asset. Humans are more important than hardware. AFSOC's roots lie with our people, the legendary air commandos that drove the development of today's AFSOC. During World War II, our air commando brethren began a legacy through their creativity and flexibility, moving people and hardware deep within enemy lines to remote places without runways. The Doolittle Raiders conducted one of the most daring raids of the war, avenging the Japanese surprise attack on Pearl Harbor by unconventionally flying Army B-25 bombers into enemy-infested territory to attack Tokyo. In Europe, the carpetbaggers learned to fly at treetop level in dangerous conditions to supply and reinforce resistance forces under the cover of night. Colonel Phil Cochran and Colonel Johnny Allison led the Chindids to legendary status through their ingenious tactics and unyielding spirit executing missions deep in Burma. After World War II, we entered the Cold War, the Korean War, and the conflict in Vietnam. Each time, our nation needed air commandos to adapt and defeat a new enemy. We learned a lot during those decades. During jungle warfare, the spirit of innovation of air commandos like Staff Sergeant Percy Vaughn led to the design and development of airborne reconnaissance systems. Tough missions like Operation Kingpin, better known as the Sun Tay Raid, furthered experience, forged courage, and proved the grit of air commandos. In 1980, during the Iranian hostage rescue attempt, the failure of Operation Eagle Claw showed the resiliency of the air commando. It fueled imagination, leading to the creation of a military transport short takeoff and landing aircraft, which evolved into the MC-130H Combat Talon II, and the later development of the CV-22 Osprey, a vertical takeoff and landing aircraft that could carry troops at speed. By 1987, seeds planted by Operation Eagle Claw grew into the establishment of United States Special Operations Command. Shortly after, the power of the air commandos was on full display in the invasion of Panama, where the gunships owned the sky and Special Operations Forces owned the ground. On May 22, 1990, Air Force Special Operations Command was officially born through the redesignation of the 23rd Air Force. It was only a short 3 months later, AFSOC was called upon to show the reason for which it was formed. Iraq invaded Kuwait, and air commandos joined the fight in Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm. On September 11, 2001, terrorists attacked on American soil, killing thousands of U.S. citizens and beginning a war in which special operations would lead the way. Through Operation Enduring Freedom, AFSOC took the fight to the enemy. In 2002, Tech Sergeant John Chapman embodied this fight when he sacrificed his own life, subduing the enemy long enough to save the lives of his brethren. His actions would lead to being awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor in 2018. Through the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, air commandos were among the first ones in and the last ones out. These stories, these people, are AFSOC's roots. In recent years, our nation has entered a new era of competition. We will continue to adapt and transform to remain the most capable, most lethal Air Force in the world. We know change is difficult, but irrelevance or losing is worse. We have a proud history and heritage of transformation to meet mission requirements. We stand on the shoulders of giants that paved the way for us, and we too will rise to ensure our nation's security. Today's air commandos are tomorrow's legends.